Hello and welcome to the channel that teaches you the things your parents and teachers are too afraid to, the heliosblog. Today, Kevin Samuels talks about the strategic singlehood of black women. This should be interesting. Let's get into it.
The reason she's alone is because she's difficult.
Women are not accepting the bare minimum.
Women fuck men they respect.
All the women who say things like, I'm strong, independent, I don't need no man, like, y'all impress me.
Women just gaslight each other and say what they want to hear.
How are you? What do you think about about what I just put in there?
Well, can you repeat the question, please?
Okay.
Wait, what? You mean the girl's not listening? Wow, big surprise. I've never heard of that before.
Well, all right. I'm talking about strategic singlehood. Have you been watching the program, or you just now joining?
Oh, yes, I have been watching, and you were talking.
Disaster. Yeah, definitely been watching. Yeah, that's for sure. Watching the chat.
Well, what do you think about what I was talking about?
She can't answer because she hasn't actually been listening.
I think that it was kind of not in the best
Oh, look! The smoke detector's going off. You know what that means?
interest of women. Being single is difficult, and I agree with you. I don't think that men are dangerous or people.
You can hear the child in the background. You can hear the smoke detector. Perfect. That's exactly.
Should be pushing an agenda
Disaster.
for, people should be pushing that men should be dangerous. And I think a lot of women are.
Do you have any children?
You can hear the kid in the background, Kevin.
Place of fear. Yes, I do.
Okay. By the way, are you single or are you married?
I'm single.
Okay.
Big surprise, big surprise.
Who do you keep shooing away?
The kids. I was trying to and I had them come in the middle of the video.
Oh, okay. How many kids do you have?
4.
3.
Disaster. Oh my.
All by the same father?
You cannot make this crap up.
Yes.
So I'm always curious. Why did you and your father not work out?
We grew apart.
I think because we come from, I guess I heard this term before, a disassembled community. So
Blame it on anyone but yourself. Perfect.
we didn't take the proper steps and properly planning before we started a family. He was younger. He was 21 and I was 24 when.
Ah, so you got with a younger man. Yes, always a good plan, especially if you're trying to start a family. Whew. Perfect.
We got pregnant with the first child.
We got pregnant. Yeah, okay.
So we weren't really planning for the long term, and he wasn't ready to marry and settle down. So it didn't.
So you kept the kid and didn't marry the guy, and all's bad that ends bad, right?
How old is your youngest?
8 years old.
So have you had a relationship since you stopped seeing him?
Yeah. Yes. My last relationship ended in 2017.
So 5 years ago?
Yeah.
Did you go to college? Did you go to college?
Yes. I went to college. I have a bachelor's degree.
In what?
I'm a PhD.
Medical laboratory science.
Oh, okay, that's actually a good job. Or leads to it's not a trash degree that you can throw in the trash. Perfect.
Technology.
So I ask women this often. All right, what is life going to look like for you specifically at age 55?
Alone with cats and boxed wine, of course.
Not your financial life. What is your social life going to look like?
Alone with cats and boxed wine. I already said it.
Well,
living my best single girl life.
I hope to be married, even though
Ah, there it is. Yup, 3 kids and hopes to be married. Yeah, I have bad news for you. Sorry, that's not gonna happen.
I'm old. I'm a certain age now, a woman of a certain age. I hope to be married, but if
Really?
not, I'll just try to have a community of friends and family. Maybe go out to dinner.
Well, how are you gonna get married if you're not seeing anyone and haven't had a relationship in years?
Well, actually,
Actually, I am seeing someone because girls are always seeing someone. It's a lie when they say that they're not. There's always some guy orbiting around.
I want to be more active to like go out and go to different places and try to meet and then be more. I'm kind of one of those classic women that you were talking about. I never really considered getting married seriously when I was younger. I just got into the like, I guess, the working and the children and the survival mode and not thinking I really needed a man. I thought I would have time.
Okay.
You thought you would have time. Again, these are the girls that aren't taught like biological reality. They're just, just coasting along. And what could possibly go wrong with that strategy? What could possibly go wrong with not knowing literally anything about how the world really works? What could possibly go wrong? And then, why am I single? Why am I alone? Why are there cats and boxed wine, swimming around me? I can't imagine why.
So you haven't had a relationship
Disaster.
and going on 5 years. When was the last time you had adult relations? You know what I mean. You know what I mean.
Well,
2 weeks ago.
I have someone that I'm seeing.
Ah, there it is. As I said, girls are never single. Never single.
Hopefully, we'll take it serious, and hopefully he'll want to marry me.
No.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. Why buy the car when you can get the milk for free?
I don't control it.
Now that's why I have a problem with you ladies. Now you're at the age to where there should be no more hope for a damn thing. You know that you've seen the movie. You know how it ends. You know even the stuff that plays in the credits. If you want marriage, how do you expect to have it happen if you still take the same kind of 17-year-old approach you're taking right now?
Einstein. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting what? Different results. Big surprise, she's getting the same result over and over. Big surprise.
It's time for the approach is I only need to, and from my perspective, if I have any chance, I would have to do it only men that would like to be married and would like to be married to me. And if
But you do have that. But like the guy you see, you say, hopefully we take it seriously and hopefully we take it there. No. What do you think I see that's wrong? What do you think that I see with that's not right?
That I don't have time to move around like I am maybe 8.
You have 3 children. You can't just screw around like you were when you were 17 years old.
18 or 24 or 20 years old. I gotta move with purpose and just have, I guess, more of a
What I see that's wrong with this is far too many of y'all. Just because this whole black don't crack, and you can say I'm 38, but I still look like I'm in my 20s. Your soul looks 38
Indeed.
plus. We got to start judging based upon not our physical looks, but how old we are. Because if you're not dating with intention right now, you're not going to get married.
That's exactly right. You need to date with the intention of getting married if you're a girl. Otherwise, you're not going to get married. You're going to get used and discarded multiple times. Multi-alpha widowed is what you're headed for, and cats and boxed wine.
Point blank, end of sentence. It's not going to happen. And if you're dealing with somebody just to not be alone, that's one thing. But this is when women in your position 5 or 7 years from now, you start blaming men.
Well, exactly. It is men's fault. These men are using me. Men are evil. Men are trash. Men are scum. Meanwhile, she knew exactly what she was doing the whole time, right? She's going for a guy that's too attractive for her. The guy is throwing her over the side. What could I possibly be doing wrong?
Because you're not dating with intention. You're not picking men with intention. And it's better to have nobody than somebody who's just wasting time, because there's so many things, ma'am, that I wish ladies in your position would start doing. Because y'all can watch my program and things like that, and y'all can say a lot of the right things, but we don't listen to what y'all say. We watch what you do.
Exactly. Right. So the girls know what to say, and then their actions are like just sleeping with Chad.
So if you want a different outcome, ma'am, you're going to have to date seriously. You're going to have to date like you really mean it. Don't you think that would make more sense?
Yes, I agree. I need to even get myself out there more, even be on the scene, I guess. Even though I guess
Go ahead.
Gets even I said, I guess it's hard to even know like what the scene is when you get to this age and point, because it's like, you know, people are settled down, so it's not that many people.
Right, because you're an idiot and waited too long. Now you can't find a guy because they're all the guys you want don't want you, or they're already married. Big surprise.
You know, single guys out there mingling like.
No, that's not true. That's not true. That's not true. There are plenty of single men out there. You ladies just lazy daters. That's what it is. You're lazy daters. See, you're already starting to make the excuse. Already starting to make the passive excuses. Well, I need to put myself out there more, but there are really not that many men out there. Be honest, man. I'm gonna be honest, man. You got what happened there? I'm gonna be honest, man. Women in your position, and it doesn't give me any particular thrill to say this, but women in your position end up dying alone.
Exactly. On the balance of probability, they end up single and not knowing why. And also, maybe the bigger tragedy is the children end up screwed up, right? Because they have no stable father in their life. So it's a disaster. You grow up watching your mom bounce from guy to guy. What does that do for a child?
And I'm going to tell you why. Because you know you've got kids and you're busy. And your youngest is 8 years old. You got another 10 years of being a mom with a kid indoors, okay? But the problem is, once that kid is 18, you're going to almost be 50 years old.
Indeed.
Right.
And there's no more, I'm a young girl, a woman, I got time. You'll be out of options.
Literally. It will not be like 1 in 1,000 men are interested in marriage with you. It'll be 1 in 1,000,000 men, basically.
Out of options at almost 50 years old. And then what's left? To start getting overly occupied in your family's life. How many boys do you have?
1.
Where is he in the birth order?
He's the oldest.
God forbid. Jesus
almost
Christ.
13.
Jesus Christ. That boy is going to be stuck between trying to go live his own life and worrying about his mama. Next week, I'm going to break down this whole son-husband. Listen, gentlemen, right? If you're a man listening to me right now, cut your mama off. One of the best things you can do is cut your mama off. Make her know that I love you, but I'm not going to, no. Not going to do it. We got too many black boys right now who can't go out and make families because they have to provide for their mama.
Yeah, that's a terrible tragedy. But I would argue this is a natural thing for mothers to want to do. And you as a man, you need to cut yourself off from that. Actually, in many cultures around the world, tribal cultures especially, there was a ritual to cut the son off from the mother. You are no longer a child, you're a man now, right? And the reason that ritual exists is because women have a tendency to do this behavior, right? To son husband their children, to extract resources out of the own child that they've created. But it is actually a detriment to the woman's genes, right? Because if she does that, then her genes don't reproduce. They don't pass on. Because ultimately, if you destroy your own progeny, then that progeny can't then reproduce. Of course, if that progeny is stupid enough to allow themselves to be destroyed, perhaps they shouldn't reproduce. So I guess you could make that argument as well.
I'm going to go deep in on this one. And my point is, man, you seem like a nice woman, but you got to grow up and take dating seriously, because you already got 3 kids. If you're not seeing someone seriously to the outcome, and I'm just going to assume that you are ready to be a wife. Just going to assume that.
Yeah.
And that's a big assumption. Then why are you wasting your time dealing with somebody that doesn't want to, who's not a husband?
She doesn't care about that. She cares about bedroom fun and feeling like she's not alone and that she might get married. Because for a lot of girls, possibility is probability. I can possibly be married to this man, therefore I'm going to assume that I will.
That's the point.
So that was helpful. I need to be in my purpose.
You should be what?
Yeah, your purpose is getting a husband.
I need to be in my purpose as far as dating, like not just dating.
Okay.
To do it.
Okay, man. And you need to do something else. You need to get that damn smoke detector changed.
That's how you can tell that a girl is single.
Beep.
Okay.
Men, y'all, that is a single woman tell.
Indeed.
Just beep, 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 just beeping. How do y'all not hear that? Men are often wondering how y'all don't hear that stuff. Okay, thank you. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Well, she wasn't impolite, at least.
What just happened? It moved up there. Beep, beep.
Exactly.
Huh. Let me see. It seemed like something just happened with that.
Okay, let's skip
Are
ahead
you
to
guys
the next
good?
call. 1 second. Here it is.
There are powers that be that do not want us to get access to wealth. And one of the best ways to obtain financial freedom for your family is to actually have a unit that stays together within marriage and then pass on those values.
Right, exactly.
And then have your kids also get married and combine those household incomes together. And
Well,
so,
hold on. Do you think
that's not exactly right, but okay.
Do you think we don't know that?
Oh no, I think that the people.
She's just telling the crowd what she thinks the crowd wants to hear, also known as virtue signaling.
Well, let me say that. Let me say this better.
Know that.
Do you think that black women don't know that? Have not heard this?
I'm worried that a lot of black women have heard.
Okay, that's not the question. I'm asking a specific question. See, I'm hearing what you're saying and about the access to knowledge and all this other stuff, and I'm with you. But my question is, did you go to college?
Yes, for a bullshit degree.
Okay, it's okay.
Uh-oh. Big surprise.
It's all right. Are you married?
I'm engaged.
All right. Do you think that college-educated black women have heard of the concept of family wealth generation?
I do. I think
All right.
they've heard of it.
Just all right.
So probably what's actually happening is they've heard of the concept and they're choosing to forego it. And they're choosing to forego it for what purpose? To remain single, because it's being marketed to them, because it's, you know, it's so great and positive to live your best single girl life, hot girl summer and all that garbage.
Then if that's the issue, they've heard it. What difference does it make? The powers that be are doing it. If we've heard it, why aren't black women doing what you said? The college educated ones.
And
because all we need is because we don't need all. Because my fear is what you were saying will take us down the path of white supremacy and all this other stuff, and they're trying to keep us apart. Fuck all that. What about the black women who are in college? You've heard exactly what you were just saying, and I've heard it all my life. Why aren't they getting married?
I'm sorry.
They're not getting married because they think being single is better.
I'm saying, why aren't they getting married?
I definitely hear what you're saying. The accountability at the end of the day is going to be on us, because no matter how much programming is out there, we still have a choice. Because, you know, I've seen the same programming that a lot of these women that don't fall
Virtue signaler
in line have seen.
Let me show you all what a great person I am. Look, everybody who's watching, don't you think that I'm great? I know everything that Kevin Samuels says down to the letter, and I'm going to tell you exactly what he says. I'm just going to repeat it verbatim, guys. I know what's good. Don't you think I'm a good person? Don't you agree that I'm a great person? Please treat me like I'm a great person.
But I chose to do different. So I'm purely just acknowledging the source of where it starts. But at the end of the day, like you said, it is more accountability on us, and they're choosing to go the route that seems more fun. You know,
Who's they?
It's very sad. More so like
virtue signaler,
like modern black women who aren't really on code with other on code black men.
Well, I think that there's truth in what you're saying. I also think that men are saying the same thing. That this is not a matter of new information. That for the most part, sisters know. They know.
They know, and they choose to ignore it.
They've heard this story. But the question is, if being married is going to be one of the surest ways to pass on family wealth and all that other kind of stuff, which I agree with, then it almost seems to me like the black women who know better still don't want to do any better, but they still want to have the same excuse of, well, see, it's the system that did this to us.
Right. It's not my personal decisions, it's the system. Exactly.
And is it really the system? Or are we choosing to do this?
Well, what I would say to that is if you're knowing what's better and you're choosing not to do right, then you have no business
virtue signaler
even trying to use that as an excuse. So people who are choosing better, we can acknowledge like, okay, this is why they've been programmed to think this way. But if you're saying you know better and you're refusing to make those life choices to be better, then that's a cop out. And I would challenge anyone who doesn't make better choices but says they know better. I would challenge them on that belief, because
this is like, this girl has not said a single thing that's off message. Perfect politician answers exactly what she thinks that we want to hear. No original thoughts. Sheep.
That's BS.
Well, I think a lot of women know. I'm gonna tell you right now. I sit down with more college-educated black women who will talk about wanting to be married, who will talk about wanting wealth and legacy and generational wealth. They're attractive, they're fit. That is, but when it comes down to it, it's that damn job and the inability to break their job addiction. They don't want to really trust anybody other than themselves.
Right, and so basically what's happened is they have become the man that they want to marry. And in becoming that man, they're unattractive.
So it doesn't matter whether it's a black man or any, but the funny thing is the burden tends to be higher for black men than any other group of men, because at least with a black man, they can say, you know, well, it used to be black men were put out there as we didn't want to do it. Now there's no excuse for that anymore. Marisol, how are you?
Okay, well, I think we're going to end the video there. Hit the like, hit the sub, hit all the notifications, drop me a donation like Hunter M, Adrian Otto, and Bobby, and Dylan H. Shout out to you, most recent purchaser of Strategist Guide to Seduction. Thank you. Also, of course, you can buy my books at bit.ly/heliosbooks. If you're interested in coaching, send me an email at theheliosblog@gmail.com. We'll slot you right in. Also, my Patreon can be found at patreon.com/theheliosblog. All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening. I really do appreciate it, especially if you listen to the end. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time.